Hello, yogis. Welcome to your Monday night Vinyasa flow class. I'm subbing for Vicky tonight. And for those of you joining us online, welcome. We will be focusing on our feet in my Vinyasa flow classes for the month of March. Our peak poses will be our one-legged standing poses, working into our eagle pose and our tree pose. Focusing on our feet, because if we're not standing at all solidly in all four corners of our feet, the balls, the top two corners of the balls of the feet, and then the two corners, the bottom two corners of the heels of the feet, it translates up. If we don't have that solid foundation, if we're standing on the outer edges or those inner arches are falling in, then you can see how that creates problems if we don't have that firm foundation. So we're really going to be focusing on standing solidly on our feet in our yoga practice. So that being said, we will start with our breath, lying on our backs. So go ahead and come onto your backs. Our breathing being the most important part of our yoga practice as we settle in, grounding down, just letting go of all that craziness out there, letting go of everything outside the four corners of your mat. Just taking a deep inhale breath in through the nose and letting it go out the mouth. Taking another full expansive breath in through the nose, expanding through chest, lungs, ribs, belly, and as we exhale out, just letting that belly button sink further towards your spine, just letting everything sink further into your mat. Just picturing our breath as a tiny white light here, traveling up the length of our spine on the inhales, drawing it all the way up to the crown of our head. And that same tiny white light traveling down the length of our spine on the exhale. And then letting that tiny white light travel out through the tips of your toes. Just checking in as we turn our attention inward tonight. Taking that inventory from head to toe. Noticing those areas that might feel particularly tight or stuck tonight. Just letting our beautiful prana breath wash over us. Letting go of any tension in the face, the jaw, softening around the eyes. Continuing to expand through chest, ribs, lungs on the inhale. And then letting that belly button drop further towards the spine on the exhales. Setting your own intention for your practice tonight as you turn your attention inward. Taking about 5 more deep inhales, being mindful that we come to our mats with self-compassion, self-acceptance, self-love. And then finishing up, bottom of that last exhale breath, On the next inhale, stretching those arms long overhead. Stretching, fingertips to the back wall, and then you can go ahead and relax those arms, but we can leave them stretched out straight long overhead. And then let's go ahead and raise that right foot, that right leg up 2 inches off the floor here with that inner thigh rolled down and under. And we're going to point and flex that right foot. Just starting to notice how that feels in our foot as we first kick the toe forward and then flexing the toes, kick the heel forward, bringing awareness, bringing attention into that foot, waking up those shin and calf muscles. And then last point and flex on that right side, and then dropping that right foot, that right big leg back to the mat. Let's go ahead and bring our arms out to the side now in T-shape or goalpost arms, and we're going to lift that left foot, that left leg up off the mat 2 inches, and pointing and flexing our left foot as we spin that inner thigh down and under, internally rotating that thigh towards the floor, just waking up those shin and calf muscles, bringing awareness to that left foot as we point the toe forward and then kick that heel forward. And last point and flex on this left side with this left foot, and then gently setting that left leg back down. Let's go ahead and bring both feet, both legs straight to the sky, and you can bring your arms down long at your sides, pressing that low back into the earth, pointing and flexing both feet here. You can even, when you flex your toes towards your head, pull that pinky edge closer to you with the toe to the sky to see how that feels in your feet. And then you can switch with your big toe down towards your head and then pinky towards the sky, just bringing awareness to how this feels as we bring different movement into our feet here. And then let's take our legs apart for a wide-legged forward fold on our backs, breathing space through inner groins. Maybe you feel it through outer thighs here. Nice deep inhale and exhale. And then gently closing those thighs back together, bending both legs at the knees, planting both soles of the feet flat on the earth. Let's go ahead and shift our hips over to the left side of the mat. We're going to drop our knees to the right on the floor for a nice, easy floor spinal twist. Arms out in T-shape or goalpost. Turning that head, bringing that chin over that left shoulder, opposite way that your knees are facing here. Just inviting space all down that left side body. It's letting something soften with each exhale. And then planting all 4 corners, soles of our feet back flat on the mat as we bring knees to the sky. Shifting our hips through center and then shifting our hips over to the right side of the mat as we drop our knees to the left on the floor for a nice, easy floor spinal twist on the other side. You can turn that head, bringing that chin towards that right shoulder. Just nice, easy, gentle breathing here, all down that right side body. If it feels too twisty this early, you're always welcome to prop a block between your knees or under that bottom knee. Letting something soften with each exhale. And then gently bringing soles of the feet flat on the mat as we bring knees to the sky, bringing those hips through center. Let's go ahead and hug both knees tight to our chest, wrapping arms around both shins, rocking side to side, massaging that low back into the earth. And then rocking forwards and backwards along that spine. A few times before rocking up, rolling over shins. And then coming to all fours in our tabletop. All right, in our tabletop, we've got those hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. We're working to our cat house here, so inhaling into our cow pose, chin up, collarbones wide, tailbone up to the sky, crown of the head up to the sky, and then as we exhale into our cat, doming our back, dropping our head, gaze at the back wall. You can take cat cow at your own pace here, really widening through those collarbones on the cow, and separating through those back shoulder blades on the cat. Moving with our breath, pulling those shoulder heads away from ears, crown of the head up to the sky. And then pushing the floor away, those inner forearms externally rotating on the cat. You can even roll your hips around here if it feels good. You can gently roll your head and neck around. Gently warming up our spine in preparation for our standing poses. And then finishing up with your last cat-cow. Bringing that head, neck, spine to neutral, back in our tabletop. Those abs engaged, strong core, gaze, top of the mat. We're going to tuck toes under, bring hips to sky for downward facing dog. Now in your first downward facing dog here, as you push the floor away, pushing through palm, index finger, and thumb, you can slowly start to pedal those feet out. You can keep your knees bent a lot. No tension in head, neck, or shoulders here. Pushing tailbone to the sky. Breathing space in our first downward facing dog of the day. And then coming up on both toes, taking a deep bend in both knees as we lay our belly on our thighs, pushing tailbone to the sky. Inhaling here, and as we exhale, straightening our legs, bringing our heels back to the earth, letting all four corners of our feet connect with our mat. And let's go ahead and inhale forward to a plank pose here. So in our plank pose, you can take plank on your knees, you can take it back to tabletop. If you're taking traditional plank, as we push the floor away, those abs engaged, head, neck, spine in one line, really pushing heels to the back wall. Nice work, yogis. Exhaling back to downward facing dog, pushing the floor away, tailbone to the sky. Inhaling forward to plank. Pushing those heels to the back wall, and then with those elbows hugged in tight, close to ribs, let's slowly bend at the elbows. And we're going to release all the way down into our mat. So head down, face down. We're going to do some low cobras here and warm up our low back. So hands next to ribs, exhaling over your outer arms up in cricket arms. On the inhale, pulling head, neck forward, stretching crown of the head to the front of the room here in our low cobra. Just making space in that low back. Inhaling, and as we exhale, releasing head and face back down to your mat, releasing everything down. Exhaling out of the next inhale, reaching crown of the head forward. Head, neck, chest up here, shoulder heads rolled away from ears. In our next low cobra, if you want to take full cobra, you're welcome to straighten your arms. Take it easy, take it nice and easy. If you want more of a low back stretch. And then releasing all the way back down, head down, face down on the mat. Those hands next to ribs, elbows hugged in tight. Tucking toes under, bringing it back to a plank pose. Strong core. And then bringing it all the way back to downward facing dog. Tailbone to the sky. And then slowly walking those feet up to meet those hands. We're going to bring it into our Uttanasana, our forward fold. So bending over, our feet hip width apart here, our feet number 11. Shifting our weight from foot to foot, side to side, swing back and forth. You should be able to shake your head yes and no in ragdoll pose. You can hook your arms at elbows, or you can have your hands down to the mat or blocks. Just swing side to side, back and forth. Still breathing. And then slowly rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae all the way into our mountain pose. That head and neck coming up last as we find our way to mountain pose. Nice work, ladies. Okay, checking in with our feet again, making sure we're standing at all four corners of those feet, not on the outer edges or the inner arches. Long and tall in our spine, abs engaged, shoulder heads rolled away from ears. Inhaling, reaching up, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, and we fold all the way over, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, back flat, shoulders under ears. Exhaling, we plant hands top of the mat, and then we step or hop back to our plank pose, modified plank or tabletop. Those elbows hugged in tight as we bend into the chaturanga, inhaling forward into either upward facing dog or low cobra. And then exhaling back to downward facing dog. That's a vinyasa flow. You're always welcome to skip the vinyasa flows and go right back to downward facing dog. Take what you need, leave what you don't. Nice deep inhale and exhale here. Coming up on both toes, a deep bend in both knees, pushing the floor away, walk, step, or hop both feet to the top of the mat in between hands. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, releasing, folding all the way over. Inhaling, rooting down through our feet to rise up, sweeping arms, hands all the way to the sky, saluting the sun. Exhaling, hands to hearts in prayer. Nice. Let's do another Surya Namaskar A. Inhaling, we reach up. Exhaling, we fold all the way over. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, planting both hands, top of the mat, stepping, hopping back to your plank, strong in the Vinyasa, upward facing dog. Beautiful. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Tailbone to the sky, pushing the floor away. Nice big inhale and exhale here. Coming up on both toes, a deep bend in both knees. Walk, step, or hop, both feet, top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, we fold all the way over, Uttanasana. Inhaling, rooting down to rise up, tall, strong, saluting the sun. Reaching, exhaling, hands to hearts in prayer. Let's do one more Surya Namaskar A. Inhaling up. Beautiful. Exhaling, we fold all the way over. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, planting both hands, top of the mat. Stepping, hopping back to your plank pose. Strong core. Strong in the Vinyasa. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Nice. Big inhale and exhale here. Coming up on both toes, a deep bend in both knees. Walk, step, or hop both feet. Top of the mat in between hands. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, we fold all the way over into our forward fold. Inhaling, rooting down through our feet to rise up tall, strong, saluting the sun. Exhaling, hands to heart center prayer. Beautiful, yogis. Okay, we're going to inhale into our chair pose, our Utkatasana. So arms up, inhaling up. And then what we're going to do is, as we swing arms back, we're going to shift our weight into our heels, just noticing how that feels in our chair pose. As we bring arms forward, we're going to shift our weight into our toes. And you can move at your own pace here, shifting your weight back and forth, noticing how that feels in your feet. From our heels to our toes, bringing awareness to our feet. Inhaling back, exhaling up. Inhaling. A little bit of a thigh workout too. It's all good. Never too early to get these legs in shape for shorts weather. And one more up. And then we're going to bring hands to heart center prayer. Keeping those hands together, inhaling up, exhaling, twisting towards the lobby. Now, if your right knee scooted back, scoot it back up so that it's level with that left knee as we push those prayer hands together here in our twisted chair pose. Beautiful, yogis. Holding, breathing. And then releasing back from center, exhaling over to forward fold. Oh, that feels good. Woo. Inhaling, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, we plant both hands, top of the mat. We step or hop back to our plank. We take it through the Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Exhaling, back to downward facing dog. Tailbone to the sky, pushing the floor away. Nice big inhale and exhale here. Coming up on both toes, a deep bend in both knees. Walk, step, or hop both feet, top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, we fold all the way over, Uttanasana. Inhaling, bring it down for our feet to rise up, tall, strong, hands to the heavens. Exhaling, hands to heart center prayer. Nice work, yogis. All right, inhaling again to our next chair pose, our Utkatasana. Inhaling up. And this time, as we shift our weight back to our heels, we're going to switch our arms. Right arm up, left arm back. And then we're just going to swing our arms back and forth as we shift our weight from heels to toes. Again, noticing how that feels in those feet, working those legs, building our heat from the inside out. That's the yoga, moving collectively with our breath. Beautiful yogis. And one more pass each side, right and left. And then bringing those hands to heart center prayer. Inhaling up. This time we're going to switch. Taking the prayer twist to the opposite side. Again, if that left knee scooted back, then scoot it up towards the front so that it's even with the right knee here in our chair twist. Breathing, holding, working those legs. And then hands back at heart center prayers, release into forward fold. Ooh, that feels good. Inhaling, halfway lift, our Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, planting both hands, top of the mat, step hopping back to our plank. Strong in the Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Tailbone to the sky, pushing the floor away. Nice big inhale and exhale here. Inhaling that right leg back and up towards the back wall, keeping that right back foot flexed. Those toes pointing down towards the floor. And then as we exhale, slowly stepping our right front foot through in between hands, we're going to bring it up to a runner's lunge. So as we inhale, arms up, low in that front leg, back leg straight, heel off the ground in a runner's lunge. Nice work, yogis. And then we're going to do a little pulse here. So as we exhale, we're going to bend that back leg, bring those arms down. Inhale up, back leg straight, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And that front foot, you should be standing solidly in all four corners of that foot. Nice work, yogis. Let's do one more. And then we're going to bring it to a warrior two. So now facing the whiteboard. So here in our warrior two. Low in that front leg. Let's go ahead and straighten that right front leg. We're going to bring it to triangle pose. So as we reach out, really pulling that right hip back in our right hip socket, you can have that right hand down to a block or right ankle, left arm to the sky here in our triangle pose. Opening up in our Trikonasana. Nice work, yogis. And then shifting all of our weight into that front right foot, back left leg up. Let's bring it into a warrior three. So you can have hands at heart center prayer. You can do traditional warrior three arms. You can have hands down on a block as we balance, standing solidly in all four corners of that right front foot, back left foot up. That inner thigh internally rotated, those toes down, beautiful work, yogis. And then using our block, let's bring that right hand down on a block, left leg, left arm up as we bring it into our Ardha Chandrasana, our half moon pose, opening up on that left side, balancing, breathing. Oh, so good, yogis. And then let's go ahead and release out of that, bringing both hands back, top of the mat. Inhaling into the upward facing dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Tailbone to the sky, pushing the floor away. Nice big inhale and exhale here. Inhaling that left leg back and up towards the back wall, flexing that back left foot. And then slowly stepping that left front foot through in between hands as we bring it up into our runner's lunge on this side. Inhaling, arms up, back leg straight, back heel off the ground. Strong runner's lunge, and then on the exhale, we're going to pulse. Inhaling up. As we exhale, we bend that back leg. Getting a nice leg workout today too. In addition, focusing on our feet. Looking good, yogis. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling up, exhaling, and one more this side, inhaling, exhaling, and then we're going to bring it to a warrior two. So facing the lobby. Low in that front leg in our warrior two. And then we're going to straighten that front leg. We're going to bring it to triangle pose. So reaching for that left foot as we pull that left hip back. Left hip socket. Yeah, use your prop if you need to have that left hand on a block right under the sky here in our Trikonasana pose. Beautiful work, yogis. And then hands and heart center prayer. We're going to shift all of our weight into this left front foot for warrior three. Back right foot comes up. You can have hands to a block if you want to use that for balance. You can take your arms shooting forward in traditional warrior three. Beautiful. That inner thigh roll down and up towards the sky. Beautiful work, yogis. Breathing. And then using the block if you want for half moon. I know I need a block. As that left hand comes down, right arm up, that right leg stays up as we open up into our Ardha Chandrasana on this right side. Beautiful work, yogis. And then releasing both hands back, top of the mat, as we take it through the flow. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, back to downward facing dog. Oh, nice big inhale and exhale here. Then coming up on both toes, a deep bend in both knees, walk, step, or hop, both feet top of the mat. And then we're just going to bring it up to two legs for our one-legged standing pose. So it's our eagle to start with our first one-legged standing pose. All right, so standing in our left foot. Right leg comes up and our arms are out. And if you guys want to use the wall for your one-legged balancing poses, you're always welcome to go against the wall too. As we wrap that right leg around, we wrap right arm under left. You can have hands on shoulders, or you can take the traditional eagle wrap here. As we sit, our gaze focused on one point in front of us, those elbows and knees in one line as we sit in a little chair here. Shoulder heads pulled away from ears. all four corners of our foot connected with the earth. And then as we release from eagle on that side, we send fresh oxygenated blood to every part of our body. Nice work. And then taking our Garudasana, our eagle on the other side, so standing in this right foot, arms out, left leg wraps up and over, that left arm wraps under right. You can have hands on shoulders, or you can take the traditional wrap with your forearms if you wish. Those toes resting on the mat, or you can wrap your toes around that right leg as we bend low. Our goal to get those elbows and knees in one line. All four corners of our foot connected with the earth. Working on our balance. Beautiful yogis. And then as we release, we send that fresh oxygenated blood to every part of our body. So nice. All right, taking our last one-legged balancing pose here, our tree pose, our Vrikshasana. So standing in our left foot, bring the sole of the right foot to either left calf or all the way up to left inner thigh, just avoiding the knee area here in tree pose. You can have hands at heart center prayer. You can extend the branches of your tree. You can do whatever you want with your arms here in tree pose. Such a great pose, though, for expressing yourself, sending out, receiving gratitude into the universe. Beautiful yogis. And then bringing hands back to heart center prayer, releasing that right foot back to the earth, to meet left foot. Before we take our tree pose on the other side. So standing solidly in that right foot, bringing the sole of the left foot up to calf or inner thigh, just avoiding the knee area. Keep hands at heart center prayer. You can extend the branches of your tree if you wish. Beautiful yogis. You can wave your branches in the wind if you wish. So nice. And then releasing everything back to center. Bringing that left foot back to the earth to meet right foot. Just bowing in gratitude to our standing poses. Let's go ahead and bring it all the way back flat on our mats, lying down. Go ahead and let's do a bridge pose. So in bridge, again, we've got our feet solidly connected to the earth, legs bent at the knees, those heels to our glutes, rolling, tucking those shoulders under. Exhaling out, and on the inhale, lifting hips up to the sky. Knees stay together here. You can have your arms in their little karate chop position, or you can interlace hands on the mat underneath you for traditional bridge pose. It's breathing, working those quadriceps. And then slowly letting those hips release all the way back to the earth. All right, our second bridge pose will be supported bridge, which is nice and restorative. So same setup, soles of the feet flat on the mat, legs bent at the knees. We bring our heels to our glutes, rolling, tucking those shoulders under. We have a block in one hand. And as we lift those hips up, we slide that block wideways under our tailbone. And then we let the full weight of our hips rest on that block. Might take a little bit of wiggling around, but once you find it, it feels really, really good. And then from here, it's yogi's choice. You can keep legs bent at the knees. You can stretch legs long to the front of the room, arms out wide if you want to take starfish pose. Great deep hip flexor stretch. You can bring feet and legs to the sky if you want to take the half inversion. You can take whatever form of supported bridge works for you. Still breathing. Still letting go of something with each exhale. And then bending both legs at the knees, bringing soles of the feet flat on the mat, lifting those hips up, removing block, setting block off to the side. Let's bring feet and legs to the sky for happy baby. So soles of the feet, you're gonna stamp the sky, legs apart, feet apart, knees apart, bending those legs at the knees, either grabbing outer shins or outer edges of our feet as we pull those shins down, that low back, those shoulders pressed into the earth. You can rock your baby or keep your baby still. And then finally, hugging both knees tight to our chest as we wrap our arms around both legs, giving ourselves one final squeeze of love. And this is also the time you should take any final poses, any final movements, postures you need to take before we set up in our most important pose, our final resting pose of Shavasana, feeling free to take any props in Shavasana, any form of Shavasana if you wish to move against a wall and take legs up the wall. Letting all the hard work you've just done the last 43 minutes settle in to our final resting corpse pose, Shavasana. One must have, first of all, a solid foundation. If the foundation is firm, the building can withstand calamities. The practice of yoga is the foundation so that the self is not shaken under any circumstances. Slowly starting to wiggle your fingers and toes, rolling your wrists and ankles around, bringing life back into your limbs and your body. Gently stretch your arms long overhead like you're just waking up from a deep sleep. And then you can gently roll over onto your favorite side and slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seated position facing the front of the room. Our hands gather together at Heart Center Prayer in Anjali Mudra. Just being grateful for all of the many blessings that we have and sending this gratitude out to all beings everywhere. Thank you for letting me guide you tonight. It has truly been my honor. Namaste. Thank you, yogis.
Thank you.
Thank you to those of you who joined us online. Again, my name is Roseann. If you ever have questions or comments, please always feel free to come talk to me. Otherwise, have a peaceful rest of your evening.